What's good, y'all? Welcome back. Welcome back for another episode of Lunch and Learn, man. Listen, I am your host, Byron Sellers, one half of the Mobile Home Lead Investors. My queen, Sharnice, is the other half. And man, we always excited to bring you these Lunch and Learns. Now, here's the thing. You may be a little disappointed because this is going to be one of the last ones for the series. I think we're going to be making a switch to nighttime. I'm going to take a little break off from the noon. But man, we got over like 25 episodes, man. So Lunch and Learn, man, has been phenomenal. But I got a banger to go out with this Friday for you all for Lunch and Learn. But listen, y'all, I got a special guest. But before we get started, do me a favor, make sure you subscribe, like, and share the channel. So like I said, I got a good one for you all. I'm gonna go ahead. I think I'm just gonna go ahead and just bring her up. I gotta give her an intro first, all right? Because this young lady, it was I think 2021, either 2021. We had an opportunity to meet 22 or 20. I think 20. I'll get it either 22 or 21. One of them 2 years. We had an opportunity to meet her and her husband. It's pretty dope because we went to the same high school. I learned that we ended up going to the same high school. I'm a little OG, since some years later, but her and her husband went to the same high school from the same area, south suburbs of Chicago. And they joined the program. And when I tell you, they were locked in and they did some tremendous things. Like I would sit back and watch them, and they came to like numerous bus tours that we had and was sponges, but at the same time, every time we had deals. I remember one time I feel like they had like 5 deals going on at one time. And, it was like, sometimes it was frustrating, but at the same time, I saw them carry it out. And after them deals, I just seen them take it to a whole nother level. And so I had to bring this young lady up because I think that a lot of times when we talk about inspiration, this is going to be one of those ones where, trust me, you're going to not only leave inspired, but you're going to look at yourself like, yo, I got work to do. I got work to do, y'all. So without further ado, y'all, I want to bring up Miss Lola. Miss Lola, what's good? What's good?
Thanks for the intro, Byron. I'm good. Hey, everybody.
Yes, man. No, Lola. So I truly appreciate you, coming. Like I said, I had to ask you because I wanted to be able to highlight, what you've been able to do. So let's just jump right into it. Can you share a bit about like your background and what motivated you to get into mobile home investing?
Yeah. So, my 9 to 5, my career profession is I'm a corporate accountant. So I deal with numbers. I'm not a tax accountant, which is different from a tax accountant. I get that a lot. I'm a corporate accountant for a manufacturing company. That's my 9 to 5. That's what I have my undergrad degree in. But I'm also a serial entrepreneur. On any given day, I can create a business. I'm always doing something, getting into something new. So, but how we got into mobile home investing is that my husband, he was actually laid off during COVID. So I want to say this was probably like 2020. It was actually before 2021. It was 2020, I think. 2020. It was during COVID. And yeah, he was like, man, what I'm going to do? And I'm like, well, we're going to do something. I've always wanted to do real estate, but real estate, you need a lot of capital to just jump into real estate. That's not something that you can just do like off the rip. So I don't know, by God, I saw some type of advertisement on Instagram and then it was up from there.
So like when you first kind of advertising and what did y'all start diving? Was it YouTube University? What did y'all start looking more into?
Honestly, it was some type, I don't know if it was y'all or Nicole, but it was something funny. But it was talking about mobile homes, like, oh, I'm making money on mobile homes. I'm like, wait a minute, mobile homes. I'm like, we got mobile homes around here. So after that, in my head started spinning. I'm like, okay, how can I get into this industry? How can I, make it my own? Because that's what I like to do. When I try something new, I like to learn from the expert, and then I like to make it my own, so that it's like my own style, and then it's more like organic for me. But yeah, that's what it started with. And then I saw you guys were offering the mentorship program. I did my research. I saw you guys did the EYL interview. I watched that, and I was like, okay, I think this is something that I can do. And then like once you see a car that you wanted, and you like, dang, and then you get it, you like, dang, everybody got this car. I'm like, I thought I knew like 1 or 2 mobile home parks in the south suburbs, but once I started investing into mobile home, the mobile home elite academy, I started seeing mobile home parks everywhere.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, this must be a sign.
I swear, you be like, you don't even notice. Like, I think I used to be on a Bishop, used to notice that one little mobile home park. You may notice the one going south on 57 in Blue Island, but like you said, then you just opened it up. So you talked about being a tax professional, right? So that's a full-time career, wife, a mother, right? He's like, three kids. How do you find the time and the energy to even pursue, let alone mobile home investing, but any other venture that you have?
I'll say like my 9 to 5 is like, that's something I just got to do. I got to do the 9 to 5 to fund my 5 to 12. It ain't even bad to say my 5 to 12. So that's what I do. It helps, my 9 to 5 helps offset any additional taxes that I may owe on any, other additional revenue that I make on the side. And honestly, it's just, you just got to do it. You just got to learn how to manage your time, manage your space, I do work from home, so it makes it a little bit easier.
Nice.
But I just started working from home 100% back in December. So even before then, just making sure you juggling your, keeping everything juggled and organized.
Yeah,
it's possible. It sometimes you do get a little burnt out, but once again, you got to learn what works for you.
Absolutely. No, that's real. That's real. That's real. Like you said, that's good. Like I love how you said, saying you work the 9 to 5, but then the 5 to 12. And I think that's the part that I see sometimes people, I get it, you get burnt out, but I feel like y'all have been really able to maximize it. So let's talk about the beginning of mobile home investing. Can you talk about that first deal, right? That first deal. What was that project like? And then what lessons did you learn from that first deal?
I think you know my first deal.
Look, they don't know their first deal though.
Okay, so my first deal, I ended up buying a home for a really reasonable price from another investor. And it was good. The park that I was in, they allow you to, you can rent in there, you can rent to own. So we ended up doing a fix and flip. And it was at that time that I realized like, oh, my husband know how to fix stuff. Like he was fixing the subfloor and doing the water heater. I'm like, when you know how to do this stuff? Because we owned a house for like 3 years, and he's like, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, so you just playing slow, like you know. But so we ended up fixing and flipping that house. It was crazy to fix and flip. I think we found like a headless owl in the bathroom. It was a lot of stuff. It was a little shocking, but we got it done. I think it took us maybe 8 weeks to do the fix and flip entirely and then put it on the market. It sat on the market for a little bit. I think I bought it for $5 and I was trying to flip it for $20. And I ended up finding somebody that wanted to purchase it. They didn't have all the money up front, but they had a considerable amount up front, put that down as a down payment. We ended up doing a rent to own deal. So they moved in. As soon as they moved in, they stopped paying rent.
Oh, talk about that.
And just making up like gaslighting, like, oh, the plumbing and I'm like, this guy, something was a little off, but I'm like, okay, I'm gonna stick with it. Long story short, I ended up having to evict those persons. And it was just a whole debacle. When I ended up getting the home back in my possession, they had destroyed my home. Like you could see Jesus through the roof. Everything, it was stinking. It was hoarding. It was a lot. It was crazy. But that was my first lesson. Ooh. I learned lessons hard. So
let me ask you.
I always say like any lesson that I learned, I try to self-assess and be like, okay, what did I get myself in this predicament? And I actually think I did. It was things that I could have done differently. Just like you assess a relationship after you break up with somebody. What could you have done differently? I do business with my heart, and I have taken multiple L's because I'm always trying to help people, help people elevate or get up there. And I'm just learning 2020. And I'm saying that happened in 2021, 2020. it's 2024 and I literally just learned my lesson to stop doing business with my heart. It's gonna teach
That's
you.
that's real. That's important, and I could definitely relate to that, right? Like, like you said, doing business with your heart, because at the end of the day, you take the first thing you take somebody is like, you know what, like I'm gonna give you opportunity. You know what I mean? You willing to give people opportunities. You understand something, and sometimes people have red flags, but you like, you know what? I'm gonna take the good side of things, and I can definitely,
Exactly.
like, yeah, I could just say that I
Yeah.
lost a lot of money that way doing things like that. I'll just say that.
Yeah, definitely. I remember meeting the seller and his family. We met at IKEA up in Bolingbrook, and I'm like, okay, okay. And I
Yeah,
was looking at him, I'm like, what's that on his lip? And I was like, let me stop being like that. But
yeah,
no, it was legit. He was a drug addict.
the red flags.
Exactly, red flags. But I'm like, no, it's okay. Drug addicts not able to put $7,000 down, but yes, they are.
Right, right. You be surprised sometimes, man. So that's what I learned in this business. You cannot judge a book by its cover. Because some of the people, I ain't gonna lie, that came to my property thinking that and I hate to say it, in my mind, I'm like, I don't know if you can afford this. And they came back and literally, like, you be like, wait, this $15,000 cash? Yes, yes, yes. So
Yeah, they
man,
be
so
humble
that's
real quick.
Man, seriously, seriously. So that is crazy because again, that's definitely a challenge. I feel like that would have literally made some people quit. Like, what made you keep on going? You know what I'm saying? From that experience, from that house, to be like, like, because yeah, that could have just discouraged you. Like, nah, this mobile home investor ain't for me. Like, what made you stay in the game?
I don't think you remember, but I was in your inbox like, yeah, I'm ready to tap out. I'm ready to tap out. I definitely wanted to quit because that first home was like my baby. If you could see the before and afters from when we renovated it, like it was amazing. And to see them just tear it down, they tore the walls
Yeah,
down. They even had my name written on the walls when I repossessed it. And I'm like, what type of voodoo is this? But I was definitely tempted to tap out, but I'm not a quitter after all. And
yeah,
then it always comes back to that self-assessment, like, okay, what happened? What could I have done differently? What was the red flags? What were the red flags that I saw that I chose to ignore? And if I did choose to ignore, why did I do it? And it
man,
really
that's real.
was, like you said, I think we had multiple deals going on at that time. And the home was on the market for a couple months. And I'm like, I'm ready to let this go. Go ahead. You can give me the 7,000, go ahead, move in, pay me off. I think it was like $300-$400 a month.
That's
So realizing that hardship that I went through, it wasn't just like, oh man, I got bad luck. No, I kind of had a part in my suffering.
yeah,
I kind of did something different I could have made. So what that taught me is how to screen tenants better.
definitely, definitely, man. Like I said, that first experience when you gotta unfortunately evict somebody, it's like that's the that heart in you is like, dang, like all you had to do is pay, like talk to me. Because a lot of times they cut off communication, they answering the phones, they avoiding you, and it's just like, be real, like you know what I'm saying. I can kind of give you some grace, but if you do that, then this is the consequences. So
Yeah.
man, that's so. I'm like I want to kind of get back to the balance between the career, family, and business. Like you said, like, hey, listen, I'm my 9 to 5, then from 5 to 12 is the hustle. But like how you juggle career, family life, right? Being a wife, a mother, and growing in your investment business. Before we got on, you just talked about, a project that y'all doing now in the actual with a single family home. And with that, what advice would you give to somebody else in a similar situation? So the first part of that question is how you do it, Lola? Like,
Really, it's my support system, my mom, my husband.
that's what's up.
Like with me and my husband, and actually, I think I remember I told you this. Actually, investing in mobile homes brought me and my husband together because I got to witness another side of him outside of, of course he goes to work every day,
Yeah,
but just seeing him to like that manual labor and
that's
seeing
what's up.
something that may look like trash and then he's able to like revamp it, save us money, use his intellect, use his skills. Like that's just another, it created us a partnership. So
That's
like my
what's up.
husband is my business partner. But really it's my support system. My mom, if I need help with the kids, she helps out. I throw a little cash every deal I make, and she helped me out on. I'm like, go ahead, give her a little spending money, making sure that my kids. Sometimes I end up bringing my kids with me though. Like you just really have to plan it. Like if I have a work meeting from 10 to 9, but this deal needs to close, so I need to go pick. This actually just happened 2 days ago. I need to go pick up a title. We had to apply for a bonded title. He has to go pick it up from the seller. I had to drive an hour and a half to Michigan City to give it to the buyer so I can collect my assignment fee. Wow. So I'm like, okay, I'm about to get this money. So now I need to find me some time. Do I need to work a little earlier? Do I need to work a little later? Do I need to put something on hold? Do I need to get a babysitter?
That's what's up.
You just really just don't take no for an answer.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. Shout out Dre, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, again, I had the opportunity to meet him on several occasions, man. So, it's always good to connect with bro. And I love that. You said, like, this brought y'all together. That's kind of part of my next question. But, like, hearing that is dope because same thing with Sharnice and I, right? Like, being on the road, we was traveling. We just talking mobile home investing. We talking business and things. And so that kind of sparked not only that part, but the romance piece was like dope because it was just like, we working this together and we looking out for each other. Because at the end of the day, you want the best interest for your husband. He want the best interest for you. And so that dynamic is really dope. So fellas, if you listening, right, you better go ahead, like she said, pick up that hammer, paint. I don't care. You better be able to paint something. But, same thing, ladies, if your husband doing it, get in the trenches with him.
That's really a love language. Like to be able to be like, oh man, we got a hole in the floor. You're like, all right, I'll go fix it. It's like, for real? Okay.
Hey, let's go. That's what's up, man. So, like, let me ask you this. What is the most rewarding thing within your mobile home investment journey? Like, what's been like that? Like, yeah, this is inspiring, or this is about that impact. What would you say that is for you?
Like I said, I tend to do business with my heart, but that's no more. And every time I've taken like a super hard L, and I'm like, okay, maybe that's not for me. I had a similar experience with Bitcoin. Had a major loss, and I ain't been back since. But with mobile home investing, I feel like it's different because if I put my ego aside, realize that I'm also part of the problem, and I'm probably 95% of my suffering is due to decisions that I've made. And just learning from those, I do get those tenants or those deals where it's like, okay, this is okay. This is fine. I'm actually helping a family, giving them a home. Especially when they have kids, that's my soft spot, kids. Like, okay, you got a nice home, so you can raise your family in. Like, just not having foresight that I may be having a bad time now, but this isn't the end of it. Like, I had that one bad tenant, and I lost money. But I can say now that I have 2 more tenants, and I've had them both for over a year, one for 2 years and another for coming up on a year, and they make their payments, and I don't have to hound them down. They proactively communicate with me if they are going to be late. They know that if they are going to be late, there's a late fee associated with it. But we communicate.
Good.
They respect me and I respect them.
That's good. That's good stuff. Like, again, like, just like you said, having a heart in this business. And I think that's why I always tell people have a why in it. And I think that, you've been able to kind of find that, like you said, despite the ugly situation that could have, made you be like, all right, this ain't for me. You have, it's always, they said it's always that one bad apple, right? But you have some other good apples. You have some other good tenants that are paying, that that respect. Like I said, 2, like that's good. That's longevity. 2 years, like that's a good time frame. So like somebody on here that's watching, they new to this. Why do you think mobile homes is like a good investment, and especially for somebody starting out?
Low capital, and honestly, if you don't have a penny to your name, and if you got the gift of gab, or if you just know how to conversate and start conversation with people, that's your liquid gold in this business. Like, I know y'all be saying like bandit signs, stuff like that. Bandit signs work. They definitely do. I don't have the time. I'll pay somebody to put up a bandit sign, but I just really don't like putting up bandit signs. I done had the police call me one time and tell me stop putting up bandit signs. Like that's just not really my jam.
Yeah.
But I can say that 99% of the deals that I get are word of mouth. I don't even have to advertise really. Word of mouth, or they see me and my, because I'm kind of like quiet with my wins. But people be seeing me because they'll reach out to me and be like, "Oh, you got any homes available?" I'm like, "Yep, here you go," and we sell them. So low capital, as long as you're organized and you can, hold a conversation and really just take care of your people, whether that's the buyer. Well, really have to take care of both people, the buyer and the seller. I mean, even though you're the middleman, they see you as invaluable to that transaction. If it wasn't for Lola, I wouldn't have been able to sell my home.
That's strong. That's good. That's good, right? Like I think that somebody watching this can really feel that. You know what I mean? Like, because again, they watch me. I'm teaching them things, but I think that being on the fence. So, like, let me ask you this, right? Just a kind of two part to that question. What would you give somebody on the fence right now that wants to get in this business and they like, I don't know, like, they scared right now? Like, what would you tell that person?
I mean, what is it that you're really scared of? Failure. I mean, the worst that can happen is that you get a house on the contract and it don't sell. Actually, no, the worst that can happen is that you get a house on the contract and they scoot you out the deal.
Talk about that. Because it can happen.
It does happen. It definitely happens. But yeah, just figure out what are you really scared of? Especially if you're wholesaling, that's no capital or minimum capital required. So I'm pretty sure you spend that amount on fast food. So if you can't invest in yourself, I don't know. I can't really relate to that because I just be like,
go get her.
You know how many mentorships I done paid for?
She said, I'm going to go get her. I can't relate, but no, that's real though. Like, like you said, the question of what are you scared for? And I think sometimes it goes to like people are so scared of their own success. They don't realize that they want the success, but I think it gets to a point where they're feeling like, do I deserve this? Like, is it like, can I get this? Like I'm watching Lola. I just saw the Sonya interview. I saw the Tavia interview. I saw the Dave. I'm seeing these people, but they different. You know what I mean? And it's like that self-doubt that kicks in. But
like you said, kind of,
absolutely. But like you said, you had to ask yourself, what are you scared of? Like I'll tell you, you're not gonna die. This ain't the streets. You feel me? Like you ain't putting yourself in harm's way. Like you not like like you said, you're not gonna lose no money if you wholesaling, if you starting out. So that's good. That's real good. So I want to ask you this. I want you to share some of your secrets. Like what resources or tools would you say has helped your success in this business? Yeah. Like, and then I want you to say, and then I want you to, when you say that, the next question is that like, where should somebody new? What's the first place that they should start? So any tool or resource you got that, to help you. And then where should somebody start new? What should they start looking at?
So in mobile home investing, your key to whether you're successful or not is literally leads. So you have to get creative with how you get your leads coming in. Like I said, I don't like bandit signs. I'll do it if it's like really slow, but I do not like bandit signs. So I had to figure out, okay, how I'm gonna get my name out there. I'm always driving somewhere, whether it's to pick my kids up, whether it's to go get some food or going to back and forth between viewings at mobile homes that I'm selling. So my cheat code is the car magnet. The car magnet. I'll be riding on the expressway. People look at me. I'm like, what are you looking at? And I'm like, oh, they looking at the car thing, taking pictures and stuff. And I'm like, okay, it's literally free advertisement. I'll be in the White Castle drive-through and they like, can I take a picture? You sure can. Call me when you need me.
Man, I love it because that's one of those joints, that was a fast track joint right there. You know what I'm saying? But no, that's good. That's good. That car magnet, like you say, it's free advertising. Like
and I put it on my mama always going somewhere. I put one on my mama car, put one on my husband car. I put one on my cousin's car. She's a real estate agent. And I tell them, like, hey, if I get a lead and they say that, oh, I saw you. And because every time I get a call, I always ask them, like, hey, how did you hear about us? And they say, oh, I saw the red car at Orland Park Mall. I'm like, okay, red car. That's my cousin. So when I close the deal, I make sure I give my cousin a little bit of like $100 or something like that. Because she ain't doing nothing. She just riding around.
Man, that's a gem right there. That car magnet joint. Because like you said, here's the thing: a bandit sign, right? If I put it up, I gotta make sure make sure somebody stops, have enough time to either take a picture or write my number down and call me.
And you got to make sure they don't take it down within 30 minutes of you putting it up.
Exactly, right? Like I ain't gonna lie, that's why I like Florida though. Florida, man, you see, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have a little staple gun, you gotta have it extended so you can have it up. So if they gonna take this bandit sound, they gotta work for this bandit. But no, that's good though. Like you said, like now everywhere you go, you know what I'm saying? That's why I like about Nicole always wearing, Miss Cherie, they always wearing I buy mobile home shirts. Aquila, I buy mobile home shirts. Like they are wearing the merchandise, they have it. And you said the key thing, it's about leads. And I think some people feel like, okay, if I get one deal under contract, that's it. And it's like, you need multiple deals. If you really want that type of cash flow, the really type of the money that you really want to make, you need leads, a lot of leads.
Yeah. So you got to get creative. Like,
absolutely.
If you okay with one lead every 2-3 months, okay. Man. But don't feel away when you see me closing 3-4 deals.
Hey, that's a fact. It's listen. Man, Lola, like you dropped some gems today. I gotta have you back for a longer interview because like I said, you know, these lunch and learns, I normally do them like 30 minutes and I always want to respect your time. Let me ask you, you know, anything like if, for example, are you looking for investors? Are you looking for, you know, just because I know people hit you up like what services or anything do you offer, you know, within your businesses?
So I do wholesaling, I do rentals, I do fix and flips, and mobile home investing has allowed me and my husband to transition into single family home investing.
Nice.
So like I said, I'm always thinking of a business. I needed, you know, with fix and flips of single family homes, they require more capital. I always have people saying, oh, how can I learn? So I'm just sitting down one day. I'm like, all right, I need to get this task done on my fix and flip in Chicago. I need to come up with this cash. I can get it. I can open up a line of credit, this and the third, but I know these people want to make money with me. So
hey, listen,
I offer little opportunities. Like, listen, you give me $10,000 in 90 days. I'm thinking I'm gonna have that money within 30 to 60 days, but I'm gonna say 90 days just to give myself a little cushion. Mm-hmm. Give a $10,000 investment in 90 days, you get your return plus 20%. Man. I said 30%, and my guy came and he's like, yeah, 30% is too much.
The bank only gonna give you point some, you know what I'm saying? It's a money account gonna give you 4 to 7%.
Like I've literally had tens of thousands of dollars sitting in the bank, and each month they giving me $1 in interest. Mm-hmm. So why not you let me be your bank? Let me hold your money for 90 days. You're gonna get your money back. I'm gonna promise you your investment because I have rentals. So let's say worst case scenario, I tank, I'll have to give you one of my rentals so you can get your money back. Ooh, but I'm not letting that happen. Yeah. But that's just to give you some. That's
an incentive right there. Right. So what would you want them to contact you at? What would you say the best way for them to contact you if somebody's watching this? They want to be an investor. Like, hey, I want to get in one of your projects. What's the best way to contact you?
You can contact me on Facebook. My responses on there are pretty good. Like I said, I got a lot going on. So if I don't respond within a couple hours, you know, don't feel like you're bugging me if you have to like reach out again. That's okay. My name on Facebook is Lola HA.
My bad. Let me fix that. let me fix that. Lola HA.
Yep. You know, we can connect, figure out what you need, how I can best help you reach your goals and things like that. Like I do like to help. I may not have a lot of time to help like babysit you, but you know, I do give people like little nuggets here and there if they reach out and things like that. I'm willing to assist. I just had somebody reach out to me like, how I do an eviction? Yeah. Okay, let me show you how to do an eviction. You trying to do it in Illinois or Indiana?
Right.
But yeah, feel free to reach out, even if it's just to connect and go from there.
Let's go. Nah, this is good, man. I definitely appreciate you taking the time, in your schedule to come on, drop some gems, talk about your story. Like, it's very inspiring because, like you said, like, like you're not flashy with it. Like Lola be working. I may not hear from Lola in a few months, but then I might reach out and be like, oh, I might see some houses posted like, oh, Lola, you out there working. Y'all, I see y'all like way under the radar. Like, but I'm telling you, they do their thing. And again, I'm super proud of y'all, what y'all been able to do. And just representing, you know what I'm saying? Being from the South Burbs, you know what I'm saying? Just kind of just seeing, I would say what I love about the South Suburbs, you got a good mix. It ain't the gutter, but you know what I mean? At the same time, it got its parts that we like. I'm glad we came a long way from these Hillcrest days. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, like I tell anybody, I was just thinking about the other day, like I said earlier, I paid for a couple like master classes, lunch and learns. I paid for a lot of things like that. Only thing that's been some bread and butter is mobile home elite investors. I ain't made no money with nothing else that I done. I got stories, but yeah, that's for another day.
Listen, when I'll just say this: I hear the streets talking, and sometimes I definitely do. I hear, and I think that anytime what I've realized, a funny thing, I've had experiences before with coaching people, and at the end they ask for their money back, and I had to kind of ask them like, what efforts, at all information you got, what effort would you say? What would you grade your effort in this? Exactly. And I think that question kind of be real, kind of reflect people back, because I think what happens is they see the testimonials, they'll come on here, they see you talking what you've been able to do, and they think it's sweet. They think that like they don't know the story, like how about the house that you had. They have to hear these stories, and they don't realize sometimes it's like, no, like it take work. Like we don't come over here and make it seem like it's sweet. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm always gonna keep it a buck. Like this is not an easy thing to do, but if you do it and you follow the directions and the things we give you, we help you avoid mistakes, but you still gonna make mistakes.
Exactly.
It's inevitable. It's business.
I think people be wanting like overnight success, really.
Absolutely.
And just like that delayed gratification, like you may take a couple L's, but sometimes you got to take L's because you have to learn specific lessons for you to get to that next level of prosperity or growth. I know that's at least how it is for me in anything I do, whether it's this or my regular 9 to 5, as a mother, as a wife. That's literally, it's like the same thing over and over and over.
Absolutely.
But don't be blaming Byron that you ain't making no money. What can you have to self-assess and say, what could I have done better? Where did I fall short? You got to take some accountability.
Absolutely. And then sometimes it's circumstances, right? Like, I get it. Like, listen, especially the economy now, it's tough. It's tough. It's a lot of things, everything's inflated, food, gas and things. So it's like, I think sometimes people approach this as gambling. Like, man, I got my 5,000. This is something, it's the only thing I could possibly afford right now. And I'm just going to go all in on it. And it's just like, but not willing to want to skip over steps and thinking that it's going to, again, just kind of just change their life in an instant. Like, again, your first deal, if you should be happy if you make $500 on top of what you got your money back. You know what I'm saying? It's profit. So, like, I'm glad we were able to have this conversation, because I think I always want to just keep it real with people, right? This ain't, you said, it ain't the instant gratification. It's not going to be overnight success. It takes time. And so think about Lola, what you been in this now? 4 years? 3-4 years?
About 4 years. Yep.
4 years. And we're having this conversation, and you saw in 4 years. That's what I like about it. Like, I remember I used to always say on the bus tour, it's like we toddlers, right? Like few 4. So you just you barely get into kindergarten, right? And people be wanting to be like a senior in high school and when they first start. So it's like, you got to be able to take those baby steps and be willing to, take the L's that come with it and learn, but at the same time, get that direction. So man, Lola, again, I truly appreciate you for coming on here, sharing, again, sharing what you've been through, sharing your So we didn't even talk about like the big deals. We got to do that another thing. We got to talk about them super wins. We gotta have that another one. You know what I'm saying? But like, I appreciate you talking about the lessons that you learned. And it said somebody said I can't find the Facebook page under Lola. Would it be under like Chicago? Because I know sometimes you can put.
It's in Chicago. It's Lola HA. I don't know why I put. Oh, I do it. I didn't want my full last name on Facebook.
Yeah, Facebook be weird when you be trying to search people. It'd be like a whole bunch of people, and it'd be so many.
You gotta have a friend in common or something like that.
Yeah. Search her in there. You could definitely post houses
in there too.
Hey, look, it'd be a lot of money, and I be seeing houses like every day. I be like, man, y'all not jumping on these opportunities. Like, if you want some houses, go in the Mobile Home Elite Investors group because they being sold by investors. So it's like this person knows what you're looking for.
You put a deal up in there. I snatched it up, bought it was a double wide. I purchased it for $13K. I put my mom in it, fixed it up. She lived in it for like 2 years, and we sold it for 3 times.
Wow. See? Just like that. Just like that, man.
Yeah.
It's money in it, man. I don't want y'all to miss out on this money and helping people get affordable housing.
Yep.
Lola, again, I thank you. Listen, y'all, I appreciate y'all watching. So I'm going to take a quick break. But again, make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel. Again, there's still a lot of content. These interviews will be, you'll see, we're going to be definitely repurposing these interviews and more interviews to come. I'm super excited. Listen, if you need to learn more and you like, hey, listen, I kind of want some of the training that Lola got, what I'll do, let's chat. All right. You can schedule a call, jump on and talk to one of our people about joining an Elite Squad. Lola is an original OG Elite Squad member. All right. So again, to get that information, we got you covered. And all you got to do is schedule a call to join it. Go to mhei.online/schedule a call or scan that QR code. If you're on Instagram, all you need you to do is comment connect. Or if you're like, you know what, I've seen enough, you can comment elite. So either one, comment connect. If you want to talk to somebody, comment elite. Facebook, same thing. On the Mobile Home Elite page, you can comment elite. But man, listen, let's see. I love it. Listen, they showing love. Say, hey, we appreciate you, man. Thank you both. It was enlightening. Let's see. Ithaca said, awesome testimony. I love this. Definitely want to be an MH landlord.
Yeah, get those gains. Go ahead, jump off the porch. Make no money.
Yeah, money don't make no money at all, man. Appreciate you. All right, Lola. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap up. Stay on for a quick second. I got something for you. So I appreciate y'all. God bless y'all. See y'all next time.